Hello, welcome to Studio Chat with Frank and Dave. I'm David Salamone. This is Frank Salamone.
Master photographer.
Always with the master photographer. We're here to talk to you about our lives as photographers, professional photographers. We specialize in wedding photography, and today's topic I want to talk about something that is kind of on the other spectrum of what we normally do. I spent the weekend being a videographer as opposed to a photographer, and seeing the world, because a lot of photographers like to bitch about videographers, and a lot of videographers like to bitch about photographers, being in each other's ways and whatever. But seeing it on the other side, to me, being on the other side for a whole weekend and seeing, because not only when we have photo and video on a job, it's it's all our crew.
Right.
Working for somebody else, because I had to help out a friend of mine. And working with photographers I never met who don't know I'm a photographer was really, really interesting. Because the first off, like when I go into a job, I don't know how you are on your jobs, but we always first see the videographer or cinematographer, I go up to them and say, I introduce myself, say there's anything you need at all during the day, just let me know. Because I'm on the firm basis that communication is key to
Correct.
Keeping us out of their video and them out of our photos,
right.
And just having a better cohesion together. Because even when we're doing post stuff, like they might have an idea of an image that they need more movement on and stuff, and we photograph it and get something really cool out of it. But I noticed that nobody ever said anything to me. Never asked, where are you going to be? We go into a ceremony, I'm like, all right, where are you going to be? Because I want to know, because PJ and I, we don't want to be, so it's just good to know, especially when we're not in a church or something. We're in, we're at a venue where the ceremony's there. And there's not a lot of room to move around. Or we're doing a Jewish ceremony, and they're behind them.
Did you talk to them? Did you talk to them?
I tried. I love to say, where you guys gonna be? And they're like, oh, you're gonna be there. Get blown off.
The biggest problem compared to when back in the day to this new digital era is there's so many photographers out there who haven't had the experience and know what they should do.
One of these was a very experienced photographer.
Really?
And all right, how you always bitch about we're at the reception and the videographers are on the opposite side of the dance floor from us?
That's a killer.
So, I set up and, I'm on a tripod with a 7200. It's a shot where, I have to be set. It's first dance and parent dances. I'm there the whole time. And the photographers start, they're on the side and I'm shooting we're at the Rockley and I'm shooting long down into the fireplace. And they're shooting into the bandstand. And I'm videoing the first dance. And all of a sudden I see little feet go into my frame and I see the goddamn Tupperware cup on top of the flash. And then I see the second one come on and they're both shooting directly at me. And I was there set up. And just because I can't move, because I have to refocus and go through all these steps. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then not only on the first dance, the same thing happened on parent dances. Now, I'm like, it's not like they started. If I saw they started on that end, I would have moved. But I'm already rolling. And on the photo end of it, which I've noticed a huge difference since we've been doing more video, along with our photo, is that you have to be in your spot and rolling. Where on the photo end, I can jump in, boom, got my shot and get out.
Exactly.
So it's like I couldn't move if I see the video guy on the other end, I'm like, okay, I'll take my shot, I'll move, I'll recompose to a different spot. Because especially with the DSLR, shooting with DSLRs where you have to mainly focus, and if you're shooting with a nice 70-200 to get that nice long shot like I do in my photography, it's very difficult to move.
Communication, they just, I'm surprised that if a seasoned photographer would do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
They should know either,
I mean, they were very nice, but why? I'm always aware of where everybody is, and why? First, would you not be aware of where everybody is, and then to go into the shot, and
where they're getting you as
me and the entrance to the room.
With you have lights on besides?
No, I know light. Okay. I know light. So maybe they just didn't see me because I got the black 7200. I'm all in black, and I'm with the 7200, so I am further back, which did cause a problem for me when we were doing posed images, and the second photographer just walked right fucking in front of me. Pardon my language, but and because I am 30 feet back because I'm shooting with the 7200, because I want to get the same shot because we were shooting two video cameras. I want to get the same shot as the other guy. I'd rather give them something different, and my style is more back, zoomed in, racked, focus. And the constantly, and I'm like, dude, wait, How you doing, man?
You know,
Just
we
be
know-
be aware of the surroundings.
We know from the still end of photography of getting involved with so many different situations with videographers that we preempt and we know we talk to them and what are they going to do, and they get their tripod and they walk around the bride like they're doing some kind of a weird sweep. Let me know it.
But they let us know we're doing it.
So
yeah.
we're doing it. So the communications there was we know all the crazy things videographers do. You're a videographer, and you think the still photographer is going to be like us, and they're not.
No.
They're not. I mean, the
But-
killer parts is the worst part is you should be working in the same direction. I mean, I'm doing still photography, and there's two videographers, 2 points of lights aimed. They turn over, they go around the side, aim it right into the camera. Now they're shooting into the band and the DJ. It's a horrible background, and I have to go around there to do it because I can't take pictures because of that.
No, because it's a bad shot.
Then with the DJ has another point of light. It's 3 points of light, so you're stuck.
Well, what I've been doing, is saying, okay, do you mind if we all shoot this way? Before when they come in, I'm like, hey, after they come in, let's all shoot this way. But then it's for me, like the couple of things that because I see a lot of online, videographers with have photographers in their footage, and we have a lot of the opposite end happens. So everybody just complaining. Where instead of that, if we all just opened up communication on the job and just said and worked as a larger team, even though we're not the same entities. And again, you might end up with someone who this way. Then you work with them again. It's that you have a better rapport, and then they might also recommend you a job.
The hard part is that being that we're doing video with the SLRs, it just changes the look of what we do.
Yeah.
Compared to sometimes you really have to be more conscious. You have to make people more conscious of
both
exactly
ends.
both ends.
On both ends, because there are certain things on the video end. It's just different. It is such a different world from the photo.
Yeah, but you're stuck there. Oh, that you have to finish the whole scene.
Yeah.
Whereas a still photographer, click and I'm done. Click, 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 and I'm done. Doing the video, the few videos I did, I'm really not that crazy about it. Give me the still camera. I want to get in and out fast. You guys got to stand up and catch the whole.
No, you gotta be the whole
the
thing.
whole
Remember, we're videoing, the like the pose stuff of the couple, and not about any photography, but it's because we're at the Rockley, right? And the Rockley, it's the pool and it's all this, and we're standing in this one little shady spot for a half hour, and I'm like, we can go over there, we can go over here, we can go over there. I mean, the lighting's more difficult when we go to these other spots, which you in turn would yell at me for lens flare or some crap afterwards later. But to work in a more dynamic light as opposed to just being in the shade. I mean, when you're just in the shade, that's all your images are going to be. It's just this
It
all be
depends on
very
the
the
posing
same.
situations that they're doing.
They must have had a ladder and had people sitting on a ladder, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But for me on a video aspect, and then it was just a lot of just looking at the camera. So on this aspect of even for me when I'm shooting, I want more stuff going on in the imagery to create more content. But on the video standpoint, I'm like, are they going to fucking look at each other? Are they going to kiss?
With what we do with our stills, we have people motivated and moving and walking, and so we're actually video guys love when they're photographing with us because we want it to be natural when it happens.
Yeah.
These other guys do so many. How many times have you been looking at?
I was working with two. They were both very nice photographers. Two photographers who I know have been doing it for a long time, and it was just kind of like,
Where are they from?
Brooklyn, Staten Island. Yeah, they were all very nice. I'm sure their pictures are very nice. It's just to and there's nothing I can do on that end. There's no communication on when they're posing. I mean, I can just try and say, hey, can I bother them for a second? Which I did.
Right.
And try and do something more movement orientated because I know for on the video end of it, and when I did that, they didn't take a single picture.
No, really.
They just on the one day we had them walking up towards us, and I had did my usual thing, kiss the hand, look at each other, take a walk, blah blah blah, and the three of them were just standing there talking to each other.
I mean, every time we
Didn't
do
shoot a
something like
single
that,
shot.
the video guys we freak out. They love it. And when the video guys want to do something, we're there to get some shots.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
No, but this is. I mean, I don't know. And there's a whole versus type of thing where it's if all that could be gone if there's just if we all learned a little something, if every photographer went out as a videographer one time, and every videographer went out as a photographer one time, you would learn about each other's. You know, it was weird being a photographer in a videographer's clothes,
Yeah.
and not being able to, because I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, and not being able to like, oh,
I know some of the video guys get freaked out. You walk in front of them or something.
I mean, that's just, I look and I see somebody come over and say, hey, because we're rolling. Just make sure they go around or go underneath. And then again, it's just being mindful of your surroundings. Always, I mean, I don't know if it's from being trained when we used to, always keep your eyes open while you're shooting so you see the flashes going off or not. But, my eyes are always open when we're shooting. And even on the video, I'm not just focused on that screen. I'm watching everything around.
You have to look at everything.
So this way I see if, and all of a sudden I'm like,
Well, that's
and
the training
the
just
photographers,
for
I'm going like this, I'm going, hey, whoa, and nobody's looking at me.
They don't see it. They don't have a clue.
Yeah, I don't
have
know.
a clue.
But I think as photographers and or videographers, we should all strive to it would make our products better, and make our relationships better.
I think that was a good learning.
Just to immediately say, hey, how you doing?
Exactly. It's all
you
about
want to do something? Let me know. Where are you going to be? During intros, where are you going to be? Is that light going to be on?
We're very easy like that. When we're doing our stills, we're always like that because I think we're one of the fastest getting people in and out of a situation and getting really beautiful photographs. You don't have to spend a lot of time. You don't have to have them grinning at the camera every 2 seconds.
Also, wouldn't, as a photographer, like, just not on the pose stuff, but on the other things, wouldn't that help your photography?
Sure.
Just, knowing where everybody else is and going over that prior to, as opposed to all of a sudden having some surprise. I mean, once in a while we get the stupid, person who's like, they're on the steps right in front of the bride and groom. I gotta run up and say, hey,
right in the center aisle.
Hey, but it's there's so much that could be done, and with the good teams though, and the people that they don't have big heads or something, they're usually very receptive. Or even some people we haven't worked with before. I worked with a guy who was great a couple of weeks ago, but we never worked together before. And he was kind of like a little apprehensive of us in the beginning. By the end of the day, like he was really nice to us by the end of the day because we gave him that respect, right. And he in turn gave it back to us.
I mean, how many video guys really? They just capture everything that we capture, and they're happy with it. There's not too many guys that are hands-on like they used to be. Can I do this? Can I do that? Because they work with us. They know we're going to motivate the people.
I had a dude who was so hands-on. Every 2 seconds, Dave, can I pose this? I was like, yeah, do whatever you want. As long as you're quick about it.
Right.
But I never. But there's a point where I was just. Even the client came up to me later and said, "Was that? Did he work for you?" I said, "No." Like, well, it seemed like he worked for you. Like, no, it's just I kind of do take control of things in this scenario, but he was posing a lot to where I had to kind of, I let him do his thing, but I had to keep it restrained because we were on time limits.
And the problem is that there's still photographers jump into the video and they think they're still photographers, and they're posing. Video's not like that animal. A video should
it's the same thing like the photo. There's posy videographers. Which luckily for us, we don't work with a lot, right?
No.
You don't get them. It's rare. But they are out there. And I'm sure on the other end where you have your more photojournalistic cinema-style videographers who then run into a very posy photographer. That probably happens more than us running into a posy video person. But it's the same thing. It's just a clash of styles where, trying to recommend, videographers that you work with. The same thing in the videos, recommend photographers who you work with. That you're not going to have that clashing of style with.
But still, there's got to be the still photographers go to a bride's house. It's really our time.
Well, yeah.
We have a short window to do all those photographs. We can't have a videographer going and doing all these crazy stuff.
Well, it depends on what they're doing.
They're throwing pedals. Who was that who was throwing pedals up there?
Nobody's throwing pedals. Who's throwing pedals?
The guy who was a Staten Island.
Oh, the guy who... No. That was... We're talking like 10 years ago. I'm talking now. Nobody's throwing pedals or all that stuff.
I would be surprised.
But it's what in today's day and age, because they are now videographers are going to the groom's houses, and I had to go to groom's house, I had to go to bride's house, I had to go ceremony, reception, the whole day, where to get a couple of shots here or there. But again, even when we're at a house, it's just I try and dictate on the photography end of things just where we're going to go based on lighting, because I do use more natural light you know, as opposed to most photographers. Where a photographer on one of the jobs, you know, they're smack in front of the window, but they got a speed light on a stand going bam. But you know, and I had to work around that. Where I would, because I'm shooting natural light, I position them more. That would be more advantageous for a videographer who doesn't have
it's
a
a
light.
softer light. My style is a little bit different. The video guys, what I like about some of the video guys, we're doing some night shots. They have these lights. Bring your light. We're doing some night shots.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's always good. We've done that a bunch of times with the videographers using their lights. But on the photography end, on the other end, the videographer can't use your flash.
No.
You know, but it's also in styling. You know, on my end, I mean, I don't know about, you know, you're pretty much in the house too, but even though you bitch about my window light, is to be more natural light as it goes.
Natural light is much softer and you gotta be real careful.
Yeah.
If you photograph into windows, you know, you want to. I'm not a fan of flare. I want to be able to see at least the silhouette of the person and not look at it and go, where is she? Where's the bride?
Oh, don't give me that crap.
Well, you don't do that, but somebody else does.
Yeah, I gotta see this. Yeah, because I'm taking the best spot. Because certain, you know,
he shouldn't shoot it.
Certain lighting scenarios, there's a very, you know, small narrow of the best light. You know, small angle for the best light.
And you put your flash on it, and then you can balance the negative.
Flash.
You can balance your file. Whatever the window says.
I would say you just don't shoot it.
Put on super flash, and you can put
or angle
you can
yourself to
500th of a second. You can shoot.
But the image isn't the same.
If you poof it enough, it's the same.
You poof it up, but it's if you're looking for a certain look.
But if you're monopolizing that sweet
everything.
spot, and someone else is shooting at a different angle, they have to.
Or they're not picking the right angle.
They got to compensate for that.
Yeah.
After 20 years, I think they should know what she should do.
I see somebody with their flash on all the time.
Yeah, because I know what I'm doing. That doesn't mean I use the flash all the time.
That damn flash.
But it's.
Then we work together. I see a little flash poke up in the back there.
When I'm editing my shots, always on the money.
On the money.
On the money. Good directional light. It doesn't have to have a window there. I'm creating a window.
All right, but get off this tangent. What are some things that we could take away from, you know, my experience as being a videographer to share with people out there to kind of just help the industry work together better?
It's basically communication. You got to communicate with. I've worked with the same video a couple times. I know this guy's going to, at the dance floor, he's going to take his waltz around the bride and do the shots. And I get my shot and I wait until he finishes. I get some more shots. I mean, first dance is a long dance. We don't go up and tap on the shoulder. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. We want to capture the emotion of that first dance.
Would you recommend, because we've had some, you know, crews do this, of calling the other vendor ahead of the wedding?
It's so much harder to do it when you call it at a wedding.
Well, it depends on what they're doing. Like the VR that called that we spoke with one time, they were doing a very elaborate scenario.
If they're going to be doing something really fancy,
it was a very elaborate scenario
where they need a half hour of the
it was that type of thing, and they did their thing. I said, no, it's no problem, you know, as long as, you know, we can just take pictures of it, we're cool. And it was very. And I saw the same day it was very well done. They were very skilled. You know,
they had their routine and they were doing.
But yeah, I tell each of my clients when we finalize with them a month before, if your videographer has any questions or wants to just talk to us, call me. You know how many have called us?
None.
Where instead on the job, especially somebody I don't know, somebody I know, if it's Wayne or Sharon or somebody or you know,
Sharon
Rick.
and some of those. I mean, they're pretty hands-on. You gotta work that balance. You gotta work it, and you gotta wait for the shots. It's a good thing that we move in and out quick because they're on the sliders and they're doing all sorts of stuff. They have to be, you know, they have to realize that there's another vendor there that's capturing something that's a little bit more.
Being on the other end of it, it's their production because they're charging more money, the production value goes up. So they have to incorporate, you know, you have your slider shots, your cranes, and your drones, and your this or your that. But as long as the communication's there, hey, Dave, I need a second to do, like we had the guy with the drone. And he's like, he had a whole elaborate setup to put them on the third floor of the Ashford, and this whole thing, he's like, Dave, can't do it. I go, let's do this stuff first, and then when we get back to the house, do whatever you want. I don't give a crap. And the shot was beautiful. I watched him shoot it with the drone, and it took like 5 minutes. But again, it's production value. Their production values with all these tools, but because it's video, you need to capture the whole scenario.
Right.
Where I can be in and out of a spot with a beautiful sky and a silhouette and a great image in a couple of minutes.
When I'm working with video people, especially because we're in and out so fast, I turn to them and go, "You set? You need some more time." So this is important. And we have, and once they realize that, they're a lot more.
But those other crews where it's they have their freaking giant now the movies where they come in behind them and swoop in all this stuff. Just let me know you need the time.
Right.
I can make the time. I mean the brides.
It's all about communication.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
But calling them ahead of time, I don't know.
Depends on what you're doing.
I mean, if you know it's going to be elaborate, I think it's best when the introduction right at the house is a good time. What do you need? Or whatever you need, let me know.
The only thing is, if you know you need something, like in particular, that you're going to take a lot of time doing. Or if you want to show up there an hour early to do your stuff, but don't get the bride dress.
Exactly.
Because I was there. Wayne had me get there an hour before the photographers got there. But, I just did all the details. I did my ring shots. This way, when they got there, I was done. But I didn't get her dressed. Didn't do any of that. I did some of my little scenarios. But
you've been there when you arrived there. The video guy's been there for a while, and the bride's dressed.
Oh, yeah, I'm pissed.
I mean, that's ridiculous. There's other people here that we have to get some shots.
Yeah, well, the same thing on the other. I said, if video guys run late or something because of traffic, all right, well, wait to get you dressed, or they're doing something just in general, like we want to go outside for a night shot. Where's the video guy? Does he want to get it?
Exactly.
Because he might want to get it.
By that time, by the time we get to the reception, we already have bonded, and there's no problem.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Well, you're a pain in the ass.
No, I'm not. When a video guy, when I'm leaving the house and the videographer comes in with a still photographer, there's a problem.
Well, that's different. That's bad blood a long time ago.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different topic for a different day.
It's a serious problem
of people bringing every vendor bringing a camera to a wedding. When I don't photographers. But so I hope we got something out of this discussion. I mean, basically, communication is key between vendors, especially photographers and video, because we
have to get along.
We work the closest together, and just communicate. Where are you going to be? What you going to do? Don't be some guys on both ends might have a big ego and don't think they run the show. It's not about you. It's about the end product of both companies for the client.
But then, then again, you have some still photographers.
Who are dicks.
Rock star photographers.
But then, what's going to happen? They're going to work with, if we work with a high-end cinema team, I'm going to make sure that they enjoy working with us. Because
Absolutely.
They might recommend us. But if I was a dick,
they're going to...
If someone says, I'm thinking about Dave from the studio, they're going to say, don't use him.
Of course, absolutely.
Where I'd rather somebody's like, oh, I don't have a photographer yet, and I'm looking for this time. Like, oh, I worked with this guy a couple weeks ago, Dave from the studio. You should see his work. He was really nice. And I do that on the video end.
It's what we have to do that with everybody, with your video guys, with your wedding planners, everybody, even.
I gotta edit that out now.
He really has. He's done a lot more.
You're gonna have to bleep. I'm gonna have to bleep stuff.
Well, the Venetian, once the Venetian opened up, a lot more user friendly.
I think they just had to become more user friendly. But this is again a topic for a different day. If this video is cut off 10 minutes before this,
What are you doing?
What are you doing to me? What the fuck are you doing to me?
Who's looking for us?
This one. This
one,
the bald one. Thank you everybody for watching. Tune in next time.
See you next time. Peace out.